Journalists in Beirut gathered Thursday to protest the killing of Amal Khalil, a reporter for Al-Akbar, in an Israeli airstrike. Demonstrators in Martyrs Square held banners declaring targeting journalists is a war crime and demanded International Criminal Court jurisdiction. Union President Ersi Mufarich said Khalil is the 11th Lebanese journalist killed in Israeli strikes, urging evidence be documented nationally. Colleagues praised her professionalism and dedication. Lebanon's president and officials accused Israel of deliberately targeting journalists, while the Israeli army insisted it does not target media, claiming the strike hit Hezbollah-linked vehicles and buildings. Khalil's death comes amid a fragile 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon. Iranian Member of Parliament Abu Farsa Zorevand has accused US President Donald Trump of a strategic blunder in the deadly Minap school attack, which killed 160 children. Speaking Thursday, he demanded Washington accept responsibility, pay compensation, and withdraw forces before any future negotiations. Zorevand condemned Trump's decision to launch the war as a gamble no sane person would take, adding that US intransigence derailed talks. He said Iran opposed both Israeli strikes and Tehran's retaliatory actions, urging accountability. The accusations come as ceasefire talks falter. Trump extended the truce but maintained a naval blockade, while Iran's parliament speaker declared reopening the Strait of Hormuz impossible under current violations. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has requested direct communication with the U.S. Embassy after 2 CIA agents and 2 Mexican officials were killed in a vehicle accident during a joint operation in Chihuahua. Sheinbaum stressed during a press conference on Thursday morning that any cooperation with foreign entities must go through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, calling sovereignty inviolable. She questioned the role of the state government led by Governor Maru Campos, accusing it of undermining national law. The president said she does not seek conflict with Washington, but demanded respect for Mexico's constitution. The accident occurred Sunday as agents returned from dismantling a drug lab in the Sierra de Morales. Sheinbaum has asked the Security Council to ensure all states comply with national security regulations. Kyrgyzstan's President Sadi Japarov reaffirmed his country's role as Moscow's strategic partner and key ally during talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow on Thursday. Japarov highlighted long-standing friendship and said he looked forward to Putin's attendance at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit later this year. Putin praised the progress of bilateral agreements, noting their positive impact on Kyrgyzstan's economic growth. He stressed that active cooperation between the two governments continues to yield tangible results. The meeting, built on a March phone call between the leaders, where they pledged to strengthen ties and coordinate on international issues. Russian President Vladimir Putin has underscored the growing importance of the Arctic, calling the Northern Trans-Arctic route the safest, most reliable and efficient transport corridor amid global disruptions. Speaking at a government meeting in Moscow, he said the project is vital as conflict, including in the Middle East, strain supply chains worldwide. Putin also highlighted domestic initiatives, extending the Arctic mortgage program at 2% interest until 2030 to support families and workers in the region. He stressed that Russia is ready to cooperate with all interested countries in the Arctic, but will firmly defend its national interests. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi met Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet in Phnom Penh on Thursday, joined by defense chiefs from both nations for the first session of a new 2+2 dialogue mechanism. Wang stressed that in today's tensed global environment, China and Cambodia must strengthen solidarity and cooperation, pledging all-round support for each other's development and stability. The talks highlight Beijing's role as a key partner in Cambodia's infrastructure, trade and security, while Phnom Penh reaffirmed its policy of non-alignment in global politics. Officials say the no dialogue aims to deepen strategic alignment amid shifting pressures in Asia. Bangladesh's Supreme Court has announced it would hold virtual hearings twice a week to save energy, but the move has sparked protest from lawyers in Dhaka. Footage on Thursday showed a black flag processions by lawyers outside the court, with critics warning that online trials complicate proceedings and delay justice. Protesters argue that poor internet access, especially in rural areas, risks leaving citizens' place unheard. Authorities say the plan, set to begin next week, aims to cut electricity use, reduce paper, and lower emissions. Urgent cases will still be heard in person, and the court will review the system after 3 months. This latest development comes as Bangladesh continues to grapple with rising fuel costs and global energy pressures. Pope Leo XIV's historic 11-day apostolic journey across Africa concluded Thursday as the papal plane departed Malabo International Airport for Rome. The pontiff was bid farewell with solemn military honors, joined by Equatorial Guinea's Vice President Teodoro Ngema Obiang Mange, who, in a gesture of respect, kissed the Pope's hand before his departure. The tour, which began in Algeria on April 13 and included stops in Cameroon and Angola, was the Pope's first visit to the continent since assuming the papacy. The journey underscored the Catholic Church's growing influence in Africa and marked a symbolic moment of solidarity with the region's faithful. Russia has announced new initiatives to combat infectious diseases in Africa, including support for Burundi's response to a mysterious outbreak and the creation of an epidemiology center in the Republic of the Congo. The health of Russia's public health agency Rospotrebnadzor Anna Popova on April 21 signed a memorandum with Congo's health minister to establish the center aimed at strengthening biosafety and national sovereignty. Meanwhile, Burundi has reported 35 cases and 5 deaths from an unknown illness with Ebola-like symptoms, though tests for known viruses have returned negative. Moscow has also expanded training programs in Uganda and supplied Burkina Faso with mobile labs, underscoring its growing role in Africa's public health sector. Burundi on Thursday began a voluntary repatriation program for thousands of Congolese refugees in partnership with the UNHCR. Authorities stress no one will be forced to return, but those wishing to go back to the Democratic Republic of Congo can register at departure centers for support, including family reunification. The initiative comes amid severe shortages at the Busuma refugee site, which hosts 66,000 Congolese displaced since late 2025. Initial returns will focus on South Kivu province, while humanitarian aid continues for those who remain. Burundi currently shelters over 230,000 refugees, mostly from the DRC, but only 20% of the $35 million needed for assistance this year has been funded. Officials say the program balances voluntary return with the realities of overcrowded camps and dwindling resources.